Good afternoon and welcome to State Newsfile. I'm Michael Kwass. Megan Cobb will have a look at the latest sports highlights later. What can we expect, Megan?
Well, Michael, it's a busy week in sports with everything from our state Trojans to Olympic curling qualifiers.
We'll have a look later with weather with Tanner Chuby, but first, here are today's top stories. A man is dead following a shooting last night outside a store in the southeast. Police were called to the 200 block of 28th Street Southeast in the Short Pants Plaza strip mall from a witness about a shooting. There has been no arrest and no suspect description provided. EMS confirmed that the victim had died on scene before arrival. No other injuries were reported. Homicide detectives responded to the call along with canine units and are working hard to get any information on the incident. If you have any information, please reach out to the police or Crime Stoppers. Grade 7 through 12 students within the Calgary Board of Education and Calgary Catholic School District must transition back to online learning for the next 2 weeks. The decision was made due to the rise of COVID-19 numbers in the city as well as a shortage of teachers. But the transition from in-person to online learning may be tougher for students and staffs as the uncertainty of the world weighs heavy on their minds. Philip Miani reports.
For the third time since March 2020, students in Calgary have had to switch from an in-person to online learning due to COVID-19. The lack of normalcy is starting to weigh on the minds of students and affect their behavior.
Online learning has made me extremely unmotivated, frustrated, and irritable to honestly everything. I've been so isolated that it's hard for me to stay positive, look on the bright side.
While the students try and adjust to online learning once again, school staff believe they would feel less stress if Alberta's vaccine rollout included teachers.
We see 1,600 people a day in our building. So without question, I firmly believe that our teachers are on the front lines. And, I think it would have been very important to include them in any vaccine rollout for sure.
Me that one was a single replacement reaction.
While teachers have adjusted their teaching styles to suit the online environment, they are encouraging students to reach out if they are struggling with the lack of human connection.
Our counseling is open just as it would be here during the school year, and they are the ones that are predominantly giving our kids access to all of the different resources, whether they're online or in person.
The COVID-19 pandemic has been a struggle for everybody, but schools have made it important to focus on the mental health of both the students and the staff. For State Newsfile, I'm Philip Miani.
Problems in logistics are causing companies to struggle with supply chain shortages and upending shipping plans. Sylvia Naranjo is live at the newsroom. Hey Sylvia, can you tell us what's going on with the supply chain and what the reason is behind all of these problems?
Well, Michael, the logistic crisis started a couple of months after the COVID-19 pandemic forced countries to go into lockdown and industries ceased their operations for almost a year. Calgarians have decided in the last months to renovate their homes, but for many it has become an endless wait. Before the pandemic, products were delivered regularly in 15 to 30 days. Now the waiting time has at least doubled. COVID-19 disruptions with high demand on strategies to reduce the production of goods and services have put in risk the manufacturing industry. As a result, costs have increased and provoked a supply chain complexity that experts predict it will be months until their processes are back to normal.
So when clients are talking to us about in regards to lead times, from the time ordered to the time we complete the job, we've had to be very clear about we can do this approximately at this time. That's what we're shooting for, but I can't give somebody an exact date to do the work.
And although they expect the delivery times to improve gradually, it will take longer for lost profits. Back to you, Michael.
Thanks, Sylvia. Sylvia Naranjo was live from the newsroom. The Calgary Fire Department is requesting an additional $10 million in this year's budget. They are looking to add 56 new firefighters and 6 training officers. If council gives the green light, Calgarians would see an increase of 0.58% in their tax rate. The Calgary Fire Department Association says that within the city growing and expanding, they won't be able to staff their trucks to the minimum requirements needed.
trucks that only have 2 people riding on it when there should be 4. That is going to take an incredible first step of getting an initial refinancing in to help stop the bleeding, and then we need to talk about next year and the next budget cycle.
Mayor Jody Gondak adds that the work the department does has evolved and changed over time, which has led to them not being evaluated fairly in past budgets. The Country Thunder lineup was announced for the 2022 festival in Calgary. Morgan Wallen, Florida Georgia Line, and Lee Bryce will be headlining the events at Prairie Winds Park from August 19th to the 22nd. Other notable names this year are Granger Smith, Hardy, and Canadian acts High Valley, Mackenzie Porter, and the Washboard Union. The event has been going on since 2016 in Calgary and has had tremendous support every year. Last year's event was canceled due to the pandemic, and if you purchase tickets for the 2021 event, those tickets are still valid for this year's festival. Tickets for the event are on sale on the Country Thunder website. Those are today's top stories. We will have your full forecast after the break, but first, Tanner Chuby has a look at what's going on in Calgary this week.
Think you're smarter than your peers? Prove it by being the last one standing in student trivia. Students can play online from anywhere or virtually at the Gateway. The winner receives a $75 gift card. Register online at SATA.ca. Don't feel like working your brain that much? Let loose at YYC Laugh Attacks at the Jubilee Auditorium at SAIT. A stack lineup including Rob Bebenik and Allie Pierce will make you crack a rib from laughter. If that wasn't enough humor for you, well then head back to the auditorium on November 27th to catch stand-up comedian Russell Peters. Make sure to grab tickets before they're all sold out. If you're a techno or electronic music fan, you're in luck. Vice Tone is pumping you up at the Palace Theater on November 27th. Doors open at 9 p.m. and you must be 18 plus to enter. And with Christmas coming up around the corner, why not try and get into the holiday spirit sooner rather than later? Head on down to the Stan Grad building on State Campus for some hot chocolate and a live violin playing all your holiday favorites, anywhere between 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Who doesn't love some candy cane and hot chocolates, am I right? Great events going on this week all across Calgary, but let's take a look at how the weather's going to hold up across the country. In Vancouver, it's 8 degrees with some clouds in the sky. As we move farther to the east, those temperatures start to drop a little bit. Edmonton -4. Little bit of clouds. Regina looking like the tropical spot in Canada, in the west anyways, about 1 degree with sun. Winnipeg, some clouds as well with a little bit of sun peeking through. As we keep moving farther to the east, Toronto, nothing but sun as well there at 3 degrees, -1 in Montreal. Halifax has got a rainfall warning right now, 15 to 30 millimeters of rain expected across. And St. John's is at 5 degrees with cloudy conditions as well. Let's take a look at the resorts. Perfect day to head out and hit the links in Palm Springs, which is 27 degrees. Barbados is the hottest of the bunch, cracking 30. Cancun and Honolulu are hovering around the same high 20 temperatures. Orlando is sunny and 18 degrees, while the Sin City is 23 degrees with some clouds covering the skies. It's hard to believe it's November with the great weather we've had this fall, but temperatures are starting to come down. In Calgary today, it's 2 degrees, mainly cloudy, with the wind blowing at 22 kilometers an hour. Although now, winter's starting to creep its ugly head in with a chance of flurries coming up. Let's take a look now at the rest of the province. As we go farther to the north, Grand Prairie and Fort McMurray not having a fun time at all. -15 degrees in both places with flurries across as well. Banff also experiencing some flurries, although it's a lot warmer, -2. Those eerie cloudy conditions really all across the province. The only place experiencing some sun, Edmonton, -4, with a little bit of sun peeking through as we move farther south. Lethbridge, 4 degrees with clouds, and Medicine Hat is 2 degrees. Now let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. Tonight, a low of -7, clouds clearing. Tomorrow, a high of 1 degree with mainly sunny conditions as well, and a low of -2. Great weather going into the weekend, as Friday's got a high of 11 and Saturday a high of 10, and Sunday has a high of 2 degrees. After the break, Megan Cobb will have your sports.
When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're not just donating a coat, you're donating another warm night for someone that needs it. When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're giving someone hope. So why wait? Give hope today.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to SAIT News File. Megan Cobb joins us now for the latest look of sports highlights. So Megan, what do we have on tap today?
There's lots going on in the city and across the country for sports this week. We'll take a look at what the Trojans are up to this weekend, as well as a bit of a preview for the Flames and talk about their hot start. But let's kick things off with Monday Night Football, when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers easily defeated the New York Giants. Tom Brady connected with Chris Goodwin on a 73-yard pass, opening the scoring in the first quarter. New York got on the board with a field goal to close out the first, while the Bucs kicked a field goal of their own to open the second. Giants QB Daniel Jones threw a touchdown pass to left tackle Andrew Thomas, keeping it close before the Giants unraveled. Brady handed the ball off to Ronald Jones III, who ran it in for the Bucs' second touchdown of the game, and partway through the third, Mike Evans made history, catching the 72nd touchdown of his career, the most TDs in Buccaneers history. The Bucs closed out the game with a couple of field goals. Brady threw for 307 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 30-10 win, snapping a 2-game losing skid as Brady avoided dropping 3 in a row for the first time since 2002. The Calgary Flames are back home tonight after a 7-game road trip to host the struggling Chicago Blackhawks. The Flames are off to one of the best starts the team has seen in a while. Andrew Mangiapane is second in the league in league scoring with 15 goals, and the goalie duo of Jacob Markstrom and Dan Vladar leads the league with a combined 7 shutouts. Markstrom has 5 of the 7, which is more than any other team in the league. The Hawks, meanwhile, notched their first shutout of the year with a 1-0 win over Vancouver on Sunday, but still sit at 6, 10, and 2. Puck drop is at 7. It's a busy weekend coming up for the SAIT Trojans. Both men's and women's hockey teams face off against Red Deer Polytechnic on Friday night, while the men's and women's volleyball and basketball teams play Friday and Saturday. The volleyball teams are at Briarcrest College, and Briarcrest College is here at SAIT to take on the basketball teams. The hunt for who will represent Canada in curling at the Beijing Olympics continues this week. Jennifer Jones and Tracy Fleury won last night to keep their unbeaten records in round-robin play, with Jones sitting at first place with a 4-0 record and Fleury in second at 3-0. In the men's group, Brad Gouchu's team is tied with Brad Jacobs' team for first place with 3-0 records, while Calgary's Kevin Cooey is sitting in fourth. The finals to see who heads to China are on Sunday. Kyle Lowry is proving once again why he will always be a Raptors fan favorite. Lowry has confirmed what everyone was hoping when he said he will retire as a Toronto Raptor, even if that means signing a 1-day contract at the end of his career. The point guard played 9 seasons with the Toronto Raptors and helped them win the 2019 championship before signing a 3-year, $85 million contract with the Miami Heat this offseason. Lowry's first game back in Toronto will be when the Heat visits the Raps on February 3rd. And that's a look at sports.
Wouldn't that be great if Kyle Lowry came back and retired?
Oh, that would be wonderful. I'd really like that.
You know your face when you taste something sour? Isn't it funny how even imagining it immediately gets your mouth watering? See how it was for these babies to try lemon for the first time. All right. And do you think the Flames are going to continue on this winning ways?
I think so. This is quite the streak that they're off to.
All right. And that is SAIT News File for today. Have yourself a great day, everybody.
Oh, God, those lemons.
I know, right?
I have a friend who eats limes, and I think he's been